time has come for me to do another reorganization video. As you may notice, I did some shifting around in my favorites shelf, although really my favorites only ended up taking up like maybe half of the shelf. And then I have like my Sarah J Maas collection, and then in the bottom I have kind of a miscellaneous set where I have nonfiction mixed with classics, mixed with a few other kind of like miscellaneous bits and bobs. I have a little bit of space here now. I feel like it's time for a change. I don't really get that much use out of like my favorites shelf anymore. So my plan for this, well, it's a multi-step plan. So first and foremost, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shift everything. I am gonna have to separate my favorite series. I do feel a little bad about that because I really do like having my favorite series together. Honestly, if I end up hating it, I can always just switch them back. I think just cohesively it'll look a lot better if I have everything be kind of rainbow. Not really rainbow though, it's more like color coordinated. Let's be honest, I don't really have it in rainbow order. I don't think. This is just like kind of how I find the transitions from color to color to be pleasing to me. Also, I'm hoping that because I do have a little bit of open space now, that I can maybe squeeze a few plants into my shelves. I do really want to get more plants. I just love plants. My little plant corner in my room is a little overcrowded now. And then I do have another thing that I want to do, but that one, I'll talk about that later. That I'm actually going to get rid of this. This is a book that I have tried to read a lot, that I actually almost finished. I've heard amazing things about it, and I think that's the reason why I really wanted to give this a chance. It's not for me. I'm not hauling. shift everything again, but it's fine, it's fine. These two, by the way, I'm also getting rid of. Sweaty, but I've officially completed my basic color coordinating thing. I don't know how I feel about it. I may still have to switch some things around. The good thing is that I have like a whole, almost an entire shelf that's empty. Yeah, and I ended up moving like my miscellaneous shelves down there, by the way. I have both of them, and then down there on that one I have just arcs and like board games. Like looking at it now, I'm not sure if I actually want to make the space for like the plants when realistically, like, I don't know when I'm gonna actually get my hands on any new plants unless I start moving some of my old ones. But I actually really like my little area. I have my vinyls, I have my perfume, and then my plants, jewelry, and kind of like my makeup. Also, oh, have started a collection of paperbacks. This is the one that started it all. This one, it's still one of my favorites, honestly, out of all the historical romances I've read. I couldn't for the life of me figure out how to store these. I used to have them on a cart. It was working okay, but I ended up switching them to this. This is actually like a media shelf. It's a DVD shelf. Just works really well for it, and I do actually really like how it looks. I think it looks really pretty. The colors kind of stand out and they go really well with the rest of my shelves. But the thing I don't like is that there really isn't any room to grow. This is already full. I do have a few other miscellaneous ones that I don't have the full like series of that are in my cart, but I do like how it looks. I just wish there was kind of like room for expansion, you know? If any of you guys have a paperback collection that you don't really know what to do with, I do think this is a good idea. I just, like I said, it's the room for expansion that's a little bit iffy. Mom's music is really loud. There's nothing I can do about it. I am so sorry. I decided that this is how I'm gonna leave it for now. I think I will make space for my plants once I actually get them. But now moving on to the part of this that makes me a little apprehensive, and that is that I think it's time for me to be really honest with myself, and I want to see how many of the books that I actually own are books that I have read. My plan for this is to actually flip the books that I have already read just so I can get a visual, because I have had people in the past come into my room and stuff and they're like, oh my god, have you actually read those books? And I'm like, yeah, maybe about half. I honestly have no idea if I actually have read about half of these, so we're about to find out. I may end up hating this, and if I do, then, you know, at least now, this is why I wanted to color coordinate them first, just so I can see what it would look like, and if I do end up hating it, I could always just like flip them back, no problem. I'm honestly a little scared because I think I have been neglecting my actual collection for the last few years. Honestly, at first because I wasn't really reading much, and then when I did start reading a lot more, I started relying on my library books a lot more. So I don't know how many of these I've actually read, but we're about to find out, so let's do this. Can't remember if I read this, so let me double check on my Goodreads. So, see, some of these are ones that I start and then I never actually finish, but the reason I don't get rid of them is because I do genuinely enjoy them. It's just I wasn't in the mood for them at that time. That's usually why I stopped reading books. Nope, I did not. Okay, well, there you go. did read this. No. I remember. I was about to be, it's another one that I don't remember if I read. I did read this because it like triggered my anxiety really bad because of the money issues. Part of me wants to get rid of this. It's signed, and I do really love her other books, and I really like Casey West. She seems like a really sweet person. I've met her a few times. I'll keep it, but yeah. Ta-da! Actually, should I count them? I'm gonna count them. Okay, I'm gonna count them. I'll be right back. Editing me from the future. First of all, we're just going to ignore that I look messy and sweaty because it was a long day. I moved a lot of books. And also, if you are wondering what that is, I tried to give myself baby hairs a little while back, and the result wasn't half bad actually, but now that they're growing out, they're just weird, and I'm trying to grow them out. So yeah, we're just gonna ignore that. Pretend it didn't happen. Pretend you didn't see it, because you didn't see it. Okay, bye. Out of 325 books that I own, considering, by the way, I'm only counting these, I'm not counting like my classics, nonfiction, manga, and my historical fiction stack, I have only read 130, which, if I want to be nice about it, and I am, that's roughly about maybe a third of the books that I own. So it is actually worse than I thought that it was gonna be. This is why I wanted to do this, because I think it'll help me hold myself accountable and actually get to a few of the books that I have been putting off on my shelves for a while. Especially because I have become so freaking reliant on like historical romances, but these are the books that I've had in my collection for so long, and I am legitimately excited to read them. So although like visually, like aesthetically, this isn't like my favorite way to keep my shelves, and I don't know if I will keep them like this in the long term, you know? Like I may end up flipping everything back just because I do legitimately like how my books look color coordinated. But I do think that this is a good kind of like visual representation of what I have. And I'm hoping that this will kind of push me in the direction of wanting to read a few more of the books that I own, because I am a very goal-oriented person. I love lists and I love marking things off. So like the prospect of having like books to flip over once I'm done with them is actually very appealing to me, which is why I actually will be keeping this, at least for now. Like I said, I may change things up in the future, but at least for now I think this is I don't know, it's an interesting way to sort my shelf. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys. I can't reach.